Alright, welcome to the lunchtime video, my favorite video. So we're going to be doing Anki cards. Yep. So let's get started with that. Hopefully we can get through as many as possible. I'm not sure how many Anki cards I have total, but I think it is reasonable to expect that I can get through all of them before the test. So for some reason it looks like my lab is having a lot of problems. I did accidentally power cycle it last night. I stepped on the cable and power cycled it, so I'm guessing that even though the physical machine I heard turned back on, the actual virtual machine is still down. Okay, yeah, so the virtual machine is powered down, so we can just power that up. Okay, and then before we know it, we'll be in there. Yeah, I'm kind of tempted to wipe this off, this ESXi, just completely off, because it doesn't have a trial version anymore. So I think if I just wipe it and reinstall it, I'll get that trial version. I'll get to use 16 vCPUs and do a better mock-up exam, but at the same time that's going to be a lot of work, and there's no guarantee that I'll do it right. So I might just not have my lab for a few days. So I'd rather just not take that risk. I think I'm good on these 6 routers for the time being, and just pounding out these flashcards and really kind of doing memory. Like now I think is a good time for memorization, so that's what I'm going to be spending my time on mostly. Okay, so let's try to get through as many of these cards as possible. Okay, so infrastructure, SNMP v3, I remember that from last time. Yeah, pretty big pain in the A. Just with the USM configuration and with the including and excluding OIDs, that sort of thing. It can get pretty complicated pretty fast. So I would definitely like to go through this one again. Unfortunately, my lab's going to take quite a while to boot up. One thing I can do in the meantime, though, is clean up this card. It's really ugly, so let's go and clean it up. So yeah, we can do edit system SNPV3 and then set. Yeah. Okay, so this is not perfect, but it is a lot cleaner. So yeah, let's go with this card instead. Definitely not perfect, but definitely better than the other card. Okay, I wish I could get things left justified. Let's see if I can figure that out. Let's do a Google search. Yeah, or left align. Yeah, how do I default to left to justify? So we go to edit cards and change center to left. Yeah, so cards, and then we do, yep, right here, change that to left. Perfect. Oh, so that makes everything left justified, but I guess that's not the worst thing in the world. Yeah, I guess having everything left justified is fine. It's better than having nothing left justified. Okay, so hopefully this will be up soon. Fortunately, it does take a bit of time. Good news is we won't really need to wait for the boarding plane. Let's see here. So Juniper, protect, RE, filter. Oh my God. Why is my internet? It seems like my internet's kind of busted. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with my internet. It looks like my DNS is down. Oh, I slept so bad last night. It's the first night in like months, or longer, that I didn't sleep very well. I don't know what was going on. Probably, you know what got me probably is this exam coming up. It's just really stressing me out, especially since that mock exam just went so badly. It's like I'm literally like kind of afraid that I won't pass this, and I'm not planning to do a retake because it's just too much. It's too much money. It's too much time. And on top of that, I just think it's also too little. Not only is it too much, it's also too little. Like, I don't think I get that much for passing it. I mean, I don't even work for a service provider anymore. And not only that, like, you know, this is the United States. There's only two main service providers. There's no, like, it's a complete oligopoly. So it's like, if I get hired, you know, for a service provider, it's going to be one of the two that there are, and if I don't like what they expect out of me, there's nothing I can really do. Maybe go and work at the other one, but I doubt the other one would be much better. But I think, as I've said before, kind of a big reason I'm doing this is just because I want that backing, that credibility, to be an expert in networking. Because it's kind of like, you know, like who's this guy, like Dr. Gondry, John Gondry, or whatever, is saying that like you can't eat tomatoes. You know, everyone's like taking him seriously and stuff, and he's an MD. You know, that gives him a lot of credibility. even though if you're a medical doctor, you don't study nutrition. That's a different kind of certification or a different kind of degree. So it's like, just having that credibility, I think is something I really want, and something that's worth working for. Not that I'm going to tell people to no longer eat tomatoes. Alright, here we go. Perfect, okay, so we're in. So let's, let's enter all this. Okay. Oops. Okay, so now we've got authentication knobs we can choose. Let's go with authentication MD5. Authentication password, clouds, oops. Oh, it's got a security requirements. Let's just do clouds. There we go. Set USM remote engine user. Okay, I'm not sure what the difference is between a remote engine and a local engine. Yeah, it's not super forthcoming with that. Oh shoot, why can't I? Yeah, so unfortunately I can't really get the difference between local and remote engine. Yeah, so I don't really know the difference between the two. I mean, hopefully it's just, yeah, I'm not sure if you need to configure both or you just need to configure one or the other. Okay, well we're going to set up a... Oh, it's, yeah, that's right, this requires an engine ID. And then I use how I remember that. And just go with no authentication on this one. Oops, but you need 5 of them. 5 characters. Oh, I only have 4. Okay, so we've got 5 characters now. Let's actually look that up because now's the time to do that. I won't have time later. PV3 remote engine JPR. Okay, and let's look for local. There we go. Okay, so by default, the local engine ID uses the default address of the router. But we want to see what the local engine ID is for. Okay, so it looks like the remote engine and remote users so that you can receive and respond to SNMP informed notifications. So you're going to have the Juniper and then you're going to have the remote server. So on the remote server you're going to have a user and a password that is going to be given to the SNMP command to retrieve information. So that username and password needs to be configured locally on the Juniper. And you do that with the remote command. So yeah, I'm not sure what that local command does. Oh, I'm starting to get hungry too. Oh, and I do not deserve to be hungry. Oh. Okay, so unfortunately not good information on local, good information on on remote, but we're gonna have to move on. All right. Alright, what's the name? The security name, we'll call it my security. Group, and then my group. Yeah. Okay, so we got this default context prefix, security, model, USM. Got lots of choices, security level, authentication, right view. And then we got to choose our right view. Call it my view, and then we're going to define the view at the very end down here. Okay, so next step is the target address. Oh, let's give it a better name than that. There we go. Call it remote server. We'll say address 1, target parameters. Oh, my parameters, I think I defined that before. I don't see where I defined that though. Oh, you know what? We're gonna define that next. So, yep, I'll call it my parameters, and I'll define some target parameters named my parameters. And let's set the tag list. We'll say my tags. Okay. So, yep. Now time for to edit the target's parameters that we used before. We named it my parameters. All right. So I'm not sure what the security name is. Oh, you know what? I think I named it. Yeah. So right here, I think I named it my security. But let's go with my security, and let's do a show pipe display set relative. Let's see if yep. So that is what I chose for it. My security model. Okay. Filter, we'll call it my filter. And then OID. And then let's say, yep, that one. That will be given in the exam instructions. Oh, so now is this the filter or is this the... Oh. Oh, right, that too is not a valid OID. Hopefully I think they'll just give the whole OID. I mean, I wouldn't consider that to be fair if they just said, like, exclude the OID for looking at interfaces and expecting you to have memorized the whole OID. I mean, maybe that would be fair if there was a command for looking up OIDs, which there might be, but just expecting that to be memorized I don't think is fair. Okay, so let's see if this commit check goes through. Okay, so that went pretty well. Let's do a 4-day easy on this one. Okay. So the next one's going to be infrastructure load balancing. I think this one I can call good because I really I think understand this pretty well. So it's going to be set policy options, policy statement, load balance from. Oh, you know what? It's not even going to have a from because it's going to match everything. So it's just got a then. And then it's going to be load balance. And now we've got some choices here, but per packet I think is the one that's usually chosen. So of course then you need to apply it as well. This is not enough just to define it, you've got to actually apply it. So it gets applied to the forwarding engine. Oh, sorry, no, to the forwarding table. And it's an export policy. Okay, and then in addition to that, you can change the criteria by which it makes load balancing decisions. You can have the criteria be based on what is in the packet header, what is in the segment header, or based on a combination of the packet and segment headers. So to do that, I actually forget. So let's do a help, apropos, apply it match, set, apply it match, and then we're gonna do layer 3. Okay, so we can get rid of some things here. Let's get rid of logical systems. It's not going to be what we're looking for, if I may. It looks like I'm having bugs right now. But let's get rid of logical systems as soon as I can. Oh, you know what? It looks like we're gonna have our answer though. It's gonna be under. Oh, not under routing instances. Maybe it's gonna be under routing options. I guess I'm not sure. But we've got some bad news here. It looks like we don't have CLI anymore. I mean, this happens with BMXs sometimes. That's why I have the cron job. So hopefully I can just move to another router. Let's do that. Let's just move to another router because this happens sometimes. Oh, and it sucks so much when it happens. It's just so bad. Okay, so that looks good to me. Let's do exactly what I did. I remember exactly what I did. I set a policy options, policy statements, load, balance, and then load balance per packet, and then set routing options, forwarding table, export. Now, is there an import as well? No, there's just an export. Yeah, that's good. That makes it a lot easier to know the proper direction to apply it to, since there's only one option. Okay, so load balance is the name of it. And then, what was that other thing? I guess I forget what it was exactly. If I can look it up with help apropos, I think I'll still mark it as a good. Okay, I'm going to need to do some exclude statements as well. Oh, and my ear is itching for some reason. Okay, so let's do a pipe except on dynamic profiles. Oops, and it looks like unfortunately we've got another frozen router here. So something about this help apropos command is causing the routers to freeze. So yeah, that's not good practice because, you know, that's going to be absolutely, not only is that going to be fair game on the test, that's going to be a key to being successful. So I really don't want to get into a habit of avoiding that because it's going to cause a bug, because on test day that's going to be my best friend. Oh my god, everything is hard. Oh sweet, okay, sweet. So now it seemed to have worked, so I was able to hit Q. Hopefully I get my cursor back soon. So was I able to hit Q on this other one? That's what I'm confused about. No. Ah, and even this one, even though I was able to hit Q. Oh, now I can hit abort. Okay, so this one might be coming back. That would be good news. Perfect, okay. So pipe accept dynamic profiles. Okay, and we can also do a pipe except on logical, because we know that. Oh, I did expect. This is accept. Logical. So unfortunately we're in the same boat. My lab gear seems to be disagreeing with me. Wish I could have those. As I said before, it might be worth it to wipe out ESXi and get another free 60-day trial so that I can have 16 vCPUs. Okay, so it looks like it's going to be under chassis FPC. That's kind of surprising to me. I wasn't expecting it to be under there. Let's take a look at the card and see where it actually is under. Forwarding options is where it's under. Here we go. And if it would just allow me to do that more, I would have seen it. So yeah. Okay, so I did forget that part, but the first two lines I definitely remembered. Oops, and we still have a very buggy lab right now. I guess I could try. Let me just kill two of these routers here. Hopefully it'll run better. Okay, so do a show pipe, display set, pipe no more, see what we got. So yeah, I got those memorized perfect, but the forwarding options I did not get right. Then we got our knobs here, we can apply it to all sorts of things. We can apply it to layer 3, layer 4, layer 3 and layer 4. But you know what, I think I'm going to say again on this one because this just completely escaped me. Okay, so next is going to be infrastructure VRRP, and I think I have a decent grasp on this. You just go into the interface one, and then I think it's a Giga option. No, it's not a Giga option. So I think it's under the unit actually. Set, and then it's what is it? Family INET? I forget. Doesn't look good to me. Let's try help apropos. Oops, that's a VRP. Let's try it with VRRP. Oh, and it looks like it's just really disagreeable with doing it here. So let's do it. Let's do it the way I normally do it. I mean, if on test day it's disagreeable like this as well, I should probably flag down the proctor. But at the same time, you know, if it's gonna be, if the proctor says, oh well, there's nothing we can do about this, and I can just do it in a different way. Obviously, doing it in a different way is the way to go. So let's do it in a different way. Okay, so we're going to do help apropos pipe match help pipe match VRRP. Okay, so here we've got an example for how to do this. Oh, you know what? I was kind of right. So I don't know why. I don't know what happened where it wasn't showing up. Let's try that again. Oh, yeah. So where is it? Oh, you know what? It's under the address. Yeah, so now I can set a VRR group. Let's go with group 10. And actually I can go into edit and I can set all kinds of options. And this is the only thing I'm going to need. It's not like other devices where you've got to enable protocols, VRRP, anything like that. So yeah, here's my tracking command. Everything looks good. Let's see if there is actually the... Oh yeah, so there are actually things I can do at the global level for VRRP. I can change the version. Oh, I can do trace options. That's going to be pretty important to know. I can set the delay. So, all right, I'm feeling pretty comfortable with that. Let's see what the card has to say. All right, and let's implement the card config. So the virtual address is going to have to be in the same subnet. So a /30 really doesn't make a lot of sense for this. But it's just, I mean, I understand how it works. That's not going to be a big concern for me. I think the lower priority wins. So, and then the default's like 150, so we'll set this to 1. Authentication key, clouds, set track interface. Okay, and then you have it track the other interface, and I think, yeah, so value to subtract from priority when interface is down. So if the upstream interface goes down, you can provide redundancy by tracking it and flipping over VRRP. If you don't do that, then VRRP only flips over on interfaces facing a single direction. If you wanted to flip over based on both directions of your router, you got to set up tracking. Alright, so let's see if this will commit. If I do a commit check. Oops, so no, we've got a problem here. For worst case, must not exceed priority. So this is our priority cost command. So, yeah, because it's gonna decrement the priority. So I obviously can't set it to 50. So let's go back and set the priority to 100, and then we'll keep the priority cost at 50. Okay, so yep, that was the problem. You can't decrement from the number 1 to the number 50. Numbers just don't work that way. So yeah, let's roll it back. I'm feeling pretty comfortable with this. I found a pretty good help apropos, figured it out on my own. So let's maybe not an easy. Yeah, you know what? Let's do an easy because I'm feeling pretty comfortable with that. Alright, so next up is infrastructure load balancing, and this, I don't even know really what they're getting at. Let's do a show answer. Oh, I see, because I said I wanted to see this again, so yeah, let's just type this out again and then move on quickly from this. Because these first two lines I absolutely have memorized. And not only do I have them memorized, I think I understand them pretty well. Okay, so that looks good to me. I think I'm even comfortable setting this for 4 days. Let's make sure that it passes a commit check first. Okay, it does. So yeah, I'm gonna roll back and we'll set this one for 4 days. I'm feeling pretty comfortable with it. Okay, so here's the first one where I really feel uncomfortable with this. I actually tried to do this during the mock exam and I just could not come up with it. So let's start it off with help apropos. Okay, so let's use control plane, see if that has a better match. Okay, so we do have some help here. Yeah, this does not look right. Do we get anything for CPP, control plane policing? What about policing? What about control? Well, we can also try engine. Yeah, let's try engine and then let's give in. And I'll probably do like an again or something like that. Yeah, so like routing engine keys, maybe this could be it. Oh man, I don't know why I'm getting so hungry. I just ate and I'm fatter than I've been in like years. Okay, that's interesting. Kaspersky entry. Yeah, let's just see what the card is calling for. Oh, so yeah, this is pretty sophisticated here. So this is why it didn't just immediately come to mind. But yeah, this is going to be important. We don't want SSH connections to come in on areas that on just any interface. We want them to come into the loopback or a particular port. Call this my filter term 1. Yeah, so this is to guard against, and I tried to do this on the exam. So let's just do it for for SSH. Source address. Okay, so now we can say we only want it to be accepted if it's from a particular source address. So we can keep people from Russia or wherever out of it because they don't have the proper source address. But of course we're going to need to accept other kinds of traffic. Right now we've got a, it looks like we've got a then reject at the end of our term here because we didn't specify anything, and reject happens by default. Huh. Oh, you know what? All it does is count. It looks like it doesn't actually reject or anything like that. So just knowing this is under a family firewall filter is useful, and then you set it to the interface. You probably need to. Hopefully they'll tell you which interfaces it needs to be set on. Okay, count the packet in the named counter, so we'll call it my count, and then discard. So I guess I'm going to need to set up a counter or something. I don't know. Alright. Okay, so the filter is going to be named my filter. Excellent. Alright, so yeah, pretty damn complicated, but it's really not that complicated. It's just a firewall filter. I'm pretty comfortable with that. It's kind of like QoS and everything else, where conceptually it's really not that complicated. It's just you have so many different tweaks and options and knobs that you just have, you know, an exponential, a very large selection of things once you, or you have a lot of different combinations to choose from, and that's where it gets really confusing because there's so many different ways you can implement it. But at its surface, it's really not that complicated. It's just a firewall filter that matches a source. In this case, it's a source address, but you can have it match a protocol. You can have it match a destination port. In term one, we have it, then we're going to deny it. And then term two, if it's from these protocols, we're going to accept it. So I guess I'm not sure why term one is missing a then statement. I think it needs to have a then statement. I'm definitely going to mark this card as again, and then I think when I do this card again, we'll actually try making some connections. We'll try setting up an actual control plane policing firewall that actually does stuff. Okay, so let's look at the... Oh, you know what? So here's the prefix list. So was this called in? I guess I'm not sure where this is being used. But this is definitely going to be a big part of the test, I would guess. Oh, so it looks like this is the multicast address. Hello is for OSPF, and then I guess I'm not sure what the .6 is. Okay, so I'm not sure why it's saying to go back here. Oh, and here's where he's getting fancy. I don't think it's a problem to just do it on each one. It's going to take a little bit of extra time, but where time really gets away from you is when you're troubleshooting stuff. So the simpler I can make it, the less I've got to troubleshoot, the better. Unless they specifically ask me to use a shortcut. Okay, so here we're calling in my list that we defined earlier. Oh, but we've got another one here. So is that the difference between the two? No, it's not. Yeah, I guess I'm really confused. I guess this card's kind of messy. I can probably go in and make my own card, and it should be better. So I definitely want to mark this card as something I want to look at again, and then hopefully right away in the after work video we can go and remake this card and set up an actual functioning firewall filter that allows SSH connections that source from one address but not from another, and that allows particular management traffic such as NTP and SMP traps, but not other kinds. And then I'm not sure what's going on here. This would be a good one to go do a Google search on too. So in the limited time I have, I can go a little bit over. I got no meeting, and I actually started about 5 minutes late. But let's end the video with some reading about control plane policing. Yeah. So. Yeah, this looks good. Yeah. Okay, we've got lots of pretty good stuff. Yeah, COPP. Oh, you know what? Maybe there's a match for COPP. Nope. Ah, here we go. So yeah, you know what? Let's do that. Let's go and get rid of everything in the card, and just go ahead and add all of the configuration here. So okay, so the first one is adding it to the. So apply COPP policy on Juniper interfaces done on loopback 00 interface, which represents the entrance to the control plane. Kind of leaves me a little bit high and dry, because what about the other interfaces? Can you just not form SSH connections to those other interfaces? I thought you could, but maybe you go in through that. As I said, we'll experiment with this in the after work video more. So I think I'll add this to the yeah, to something. But for now, yeah, you know what? Let's change this card. This card really sucks. So we're gonna edit this card, and I hate to do it because it's a lot of work went into typing that out, but if it's a sucky card, it's a sucky card. The goal is to pass the test, not save myself work. In fact, that's kind of the opposite of the goal. The goal is not to just not do any hard work. The goal is to do extra super hard work to get a benefit. So And it's just some simple copy and paste of what's here, so it's really not that bad. It's just I'm running out low on time right now. Oh, it looks like they have an example from Cisco. Not going to need that. Oops, wrong application. I can close that now. Oh man, it's just, see, this is what I felt in the exam. I felt really kind of uncertain about this because it seemed like a lot in the card, and yeah. Okay, and I can go a little bit over today. It's not a big deal. Okay, but here's the card. Yeah, so this is a much better card. Let's do a close on it, and then yeah, we can just leave it without even having attempted it yet, and then we'll pretty much attempt it for the first time, or as if we were attempting it for the first time in the after work video. Alright, so thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.